everyone, my name is Brad and today I'm going to be showing you how to beat match on the CDJ 2000 Nexuses. Beat matching is the art of taking two tracks and mixing them simultaneously. So let's get right into it. So first of all, I'm going to load my USB sticks into the CDJs. You can also use SD cards and discs. If you only have one USB stick, you can use the link button so you can use the USB on both players. You'll be presented with the browser where you can filter tracks by artist name, album, track name, the key that the track is in, and by playlist. There are also more filters, but these are the ones that I currently have selected. So first of all, I'm going to load my tracks onto the CDJs. I recommend picking a track with a BPM of around 120 BPM. So in this case, I've selected two tracks. The first track is 123 beats per minute. The second track is 122 beats per minute. I've also made sure to select two tracks that are in the same key. This is very important to make sure that there's no harmonic clashes. Now that I've selected both the tracks, I'm now going to demonstrate what a beat match should sound and look like. Okay, so there I just demonstrated what beat matching should sound like. So first of all, I adjusted the BPM on player 2 to match the BPM of the track on player 1. This is very important to make sure that both your tracks stay in time with each other when you have made necessary adjustments with the jog wheel. So now I'm going to break down what a successful beat match includes. So first of all, you want to decide where you're going to mix the first track out and the second track in. So I want to mix out the first track where the outro starts, and I want to start the second track exactly on the first beat of its intro. So before you start playing the new track, in this case the one on player 2, make sure that the BPM is adjusted to the BPM on the track that you're currently playing. So 4 beats before I started the new track, I pressed the Q button on the new track 4 times and then pressed play. So the reason I did this was to establish the beat in my mind. I counted in my head 1, 2, 3, 4 on every beat. So now let me show you how you should be using the Q button. So remember, in the sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, play, we can mix successfully. 1, 2, 3, 4, play. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the adjustment process. So the main function of the CDJs that you're going to be using for this are the jog wheels. On CDJs you'll have a jog adjust knob, which will determine how heavy or light the jog wheel is to move. If it's set to heavy, which I recommend you put it on, it will look like this. I feel that if you have jog adjust on heavy, you have more control of the jog wheel. So you should think of the jog wheel as something that will move the track forward or backwards. Anti-clockwise to go backwards, clockwise to go forward. If you forget that, it's marked down here. So now let me show you how we can use the jog wheel when beat matching. So as you can hear, both tracks aren't quite in time with each other. So now I'm going to use the jog wheel to line them up. Okay, perfect. So as you could see there, I moved the jog wheel forwards because I recognised that I started the track a little bit too late. So in some situations, you will start the new track perfectly in time with the first track. A lot of people still feel the need to use the jog wheel, but this is not always needed. So depending on your jog adjust, especially if it's on heavy. You don't want to move the jog wheel too little, as you will notice no adjustment in your mix. If you can hear clearly that both your tracks are out of time, I recommend moving the jog wheel in quarters. Okay, so now I'm going to explain the EQ parameters on the mixer. Okay, so for any of you that don't know what EQ is, it's equalization, and it basically allows you to cut out certain frequencies or lower the volume of certain frequency bands altogether. So on this mixer, you have the option to take out some of the treble, or also known as highs, mids, and also the bass, also known as the lows. So when mixing two tracks, only one track should have the bass present. So let me show you what I mean. Okay, so we want to take the lows or the bass out of the track that we're going to be mixing in. The low frequency should never really be boosted unless necessary. Okay, so now I'm going to explain what removing the highs and the mids do, and what boosting the highs and the mids do. Okay, so if you notice that one track has a lot of mids, this could include a certain synth or a vocal that's quite loud or very present in the mix. You can turn the mids knob down, or if you notice that the track lacks mids, you can turn it up. Okay, so if you notice there's a very tinny or there's a lot of high frequencies in a certain track, you can use the high knob to remove these. Or if you notice that the track lacks these frequencies, you can boost it. So in a live setting, first of all, you want to carry out the beat matching process in your headphones. So what I will do is make sure the cue buttons are both turned on for the two players that I'm playing the tracks out of. Once I have perfectly aligned the two tracks in my headphones, I will then gradually bring the fader of the new track up, so then you hear it through the master channel. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's helped a lot. We've covered the basics of beat matching, so I hope you can take this knowledge away and practice for yourself.